And there it goes. BTRs open up, and all of them just pouncing. Ooh, just barely peeked. Should have seen the shoulder, and what a shot! Bosch clearing the stairs. Ronaldo goes down. Good shots by eFang. eFang one-man army on the hat here. Squad Ops has found themselves in an armored unit without working armor. They need to decide, do you deal with what's in front of you? No! Another Hongjian missile misses, flies right over, and the Abrams is just choosing to face check the ZVD. Bushwookie cannon full effect, 3-year-old monkey pushing him, and he's going to go down. Hey guys, MoiDawg here, and today we've got the full match between Squad Ops and RaT Brigade in the MilsimUnits Eye in the Sky Invitational 2024. These two wrapped up the first day of competitive games this past Saturday, which was live streamed from Saturday morning all the way to Sunday afternoon. If you've been around the squad community for a while now, you've probably heard the name Squad Ops, but can this tactical group step up and compete against one of the top competitive teams in the game now with RaT Brigade? Well, we're about to find out, and the winners here will move on to the semifinals this weekend on Saturday, June 29th. To quickly catch you guys up, if you did miss it, this is an 8-team knockout tournament where teams have to pick and ban maps, pick and ban units, and then compete in a best of 3 to see who moves on. It's 3 whole weekends of games, and this past weekend had over 15 hours of competitive squad live streamed on my Twitch over at twitch.tv/MoiDawg. If you do want to tune in live, do make sure to follow, because this weekend, June 29th and 30th, is the semifinals, and the winners of those games will move on to the finals on July 7th. If you do miss any of the live action, don't worry. As you see here, I'll be posting every single match on my YouTube, as well as recaps and round highlights, so you don't miss a single minute of it. Now, do make sure you do stay until the end of this video, because I did interview the winning side for some insight on what the teams were thinking throughout the match. But that's enough talking from me. Enjoy the last matchup of round 1, day 1 of the tournament, with Squad Ops versus RaT Brigade. Until next time, peace. Okay, good luck, have fun. The rolls are out. And once again, we are on board with RaT Brigade. Let's send it back one more time. This is for real now, guys. This is the realest reel that's ever reeled.
Okay, Logi.
And let's see how the map has changed. And oh my goodness, it is a complete opposite. Complete opposite. Might actually be a benefit to Squad Ops. There was scrimmage early on. They had a same type of loadout. They were saying we're going to do the same play as the scrimmage based on how the map load out. And now this is a huge southwest point.
Buffer south of Desna. North place north, a lane from here.
Gonna let them know.
Here, where? Here. I don't see anything.
The red arrow, mama.
Squad Ops, be advised, delayed. Transports may still spawn.
Spread around it.
Flipped.
Get a hold. South
FYI, keep eyes on it.
You want me to play on the north side of the
LDH, you flex into south side of river. You flex into it.
Alright, want to make sure everyone has a fun game here. I can't fix spawners. That is an OWI issue. Devman bad type thing.
Defense running with command.
Want to make sure people are all aware of what's going on. But it looks like it's not flipped right now, so we are good. We are a go. And let's do this again. Combined arms. The Russian, or rather the Russian Ground Forces 3rd Motor Rifle Brigade up against the USMC 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit. The 2 wheeled lodges with 3 transports. There's a couple of BRDMs. Just hold on a second. Sorry, Ops is trying to. Ops will have to take care of this. Ops need to make sure that their transport is good to go. Refs are probably going to have to... Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that squad is esports ready, and this should prove it to you guys. So same loadouts as
Anything else, dude, you can go
previously.
south the river and
A couple, one
Yeah,
Logi
that's what I'm
for
saying. LTH
USMC,
goes some buffer south of
2
river after
tracked
full control with
AVCs,
Desna.
a few
LTH
transports,
probably goes
2 of the
central
50
like
cal
this,
Humvees,
Newmark,
Lav 25s,
Arrow,
3 of them,
Cobble
2 of the
Road,
AVPs, an Abrams
and
A1A1
the,
variant,
Water
and
Water.
2 of the UH-1Ys for the
Yeah,
Marines.
take one BRM with you
Against
down the
one
south and
helicopter,
BRM
one
on the-
Mi-8
in the
for
center with the BTR.
Russia, and then one T-98 on a 50-minute
Okay,
timer. The spawns, however, are much different here, or objectives rather. You can see a big push out northeast. That's going to be not in play at all. And it's going to be first Hill 57 into Boar Hunters Club, Russian Outpost, Desna, Solniki Ruins, and Pavlov's Farm. Not unlike the last round
Marked, you know.
we saw with Squad All-Stars Germany. So, 7 seconds to roll out. Let's go with the second round of today's matches. RaT Brigade. It looks like all teams, no bugs, no issues. Fingers crossed. Transport still, I think in a minute 30 we'll know if Squad Ops has an issue. But interesting, Squad Ops electing not to use one of their transport right out the gate. They're using the wheeled one as well as one tracked AAV Logi. So not electing to use one of the armored Logis. It is a bit slower. They probably want to use it to get a bit more of a forward position quicker. But the Squad 7 mark for RaT Brigade, Uncle Bilbo, this is their anti-tank crew. So you actually have Uncle Bilbo, interesting play here. He's going to be the crewman SL. That way he makes sure that he is... Oh, they're actually electing to use the crewman, the BTR rather, to transport their hat kit. So Bread, the heavy anti-tank, riding in with that BTR 82. And should have a nice
I'll
little...
deal with P3.
Nice little burst damage here. All BTRs, and including the BTR 80s, are out. Command for RaT Brigade already securing the objective. Enigmatic Breakfast Waffle already securing Hill 57. And that's a lot of Squad Ops players moving up north to what is ultimately going to be out of play. So the big thing now is this armor push. You're going to have to realize soon, after Industrial Park, you're probably going to have to deal with Pavlov's Farm or something out just a little bit closer to the Neva midpoint. So you want to be able to get your vehicles back as soon as possible. This is really going to be interesting. If 5 runs into this armor brigade, you're probably going to lose that transport. You're going to lose these tickets. But more importantly, you know, if you're RaT, that the vehicles cannot be down here just yet. So you can be very aggressive. You can wolfpack. You can try to take some good ambushes on Logis. A lot of potential opportunities here.
Elisa up, I'm coming southeast.
And let's see exactly. ITSI.
Spot armor, main priority.
Yep.
Oh my god, what is this, man?
ITSI immediately running into a tree here. But this is the important, the early game kind of scouting. You heard them call out spotting armor is important. They want that helicopter which just spawned in to get the armor. And Squad 5 here, led by ITSI. Well, they might just be on a collision course for another anti-tank team. Volts, Jenkins, Enjoy a Life, Burra, Kimchi, Spicy. You can see him right through the map here with those red names. And they might run right into Squad Ops. Helicopter as well, helping to probably spot. Grim should see this transport. And that's a huge amount of infantry to run into if you're RaT.
Still be careful over the southeast.
Transport's going to be spotted. You're going to hear that if you're Squad Ops. Oh, they just mounted up. Rally's going to be squashed. And infantry going to see it. Oh, what a pop!
I'm going to the north side is Luda, marked out.
ITSI and his transport one shot by the hat. Squad Ops with the first kill of the game. And that is huge because that knocks out not just one vehicle, but that was a nice little flanking opportunity to cut off any routes for vehicles. Huge plays by Squad Ops. Now we have to see if they can flex back in to the south side, because look at this line of RaT.
Set up the Abbons, Luda.
Squad 1 led by Nath all the way down to Squad 3 on the south side. This is going to be very hard to deal with unless you're able to get your vehicles down as soon as possible. Very, very big show of force by RaT Brigade already. I think if you're RaT right now, you choose, especially when you're about to see how the flags lay out, you're going to choose that type of trade in order to get this type of map control and map position. Squad 12 now with the helicopter scouting
Keep pushing east.
the labs, and they're going to say, hey, we just saw them. You're kind of free.
Armor rotate, please.
Grim taking a lot of... Oh, BTR fire, and is he going to make it? Grim
Heli hovering.
just
Hovering low.
barely seems to get out of it.
Should be able to see it. Nicholas.
And he's going... Oh, still taking some BTR 82 fire.
Copy is at 20%.
2 LIVs and 1 more vehicle. I cannot identify the third one.
Enemy infantry on non-move mark. Infantry marks mark.
Grim choosing to do like a little barrel roll to kind of say, hey, nice try, but I'm okay, just barely. And now you have a helicopter as well. This is a Russian helicopter. RaT trying to scout, say, hey, yep, he's going to be RTB. But you heard earlier, vehicles, they had them called out. Squad Ops, their whole Lab 25 wolf pack was spotted.
They're
So 400s Club, 50% to secured, 50% for Pavlov's as well for Squad Ops. And it is going to, you can see already, a Russian outpost. You already have a Snowman on it, and Squad Ops next to Soloninki. So Desna is going to be what's to play for, but Squad Ops a little bit out of position just yet, and it's going to be dependent on Squad 2. Oh, this could be a great flank by Volts, Bura, Kimchi, Enjoy a Life, Spicy, and Jenkins.
They might have something on Eva. Just
Guys,
keep that
3
on buffer,
LIVs.
Nath.
We have like a squad on Niva.
Yeah, they're pushing from Neva 100%. They're gonna have a hab or rally set up there.
Pushing from Neva, 100% they call. Not a single one of Squad Ops on Neva. You actually have that squad dismounting on Hilltop Ruins just west of that position.
3 BTRs in play. We're going back for the tank.
That 3 BTRs in play. We want the tank. T90 will be rolling out, unlike Squad All-Stars Germany, which elected not to use it for a while.
LIVs marked active.
Soloninki Ruins now being pushed by Squad
We're
Ops.
sending command Lachi at the
Lab
two
6,
Russian
Lab
outposts.
25s rather, are being
Force down there.
spotted by the helicopters, and now you have this coming in from the north side. Big Janny, Drifter, E1, Black Pepper, Frazoi. You have a lot of potential infantry combat here,
Yeah, this is shit.
Set up the hab on. Set up the
Yeah,
hab on
come north
Sudan.
order.
and it's a
Right,
big
they're
mix of
trying to chase
infantry
down the
right now.
Russians outside.
You have
Matt, go to
Ops,
Suda, on
RaTs,
squad
they're
6.
all just mixed
Archie
around
and
each other,
there.
all trying to find each other. Azzy and E1 think there's something on Neva, so they're pushing towards it. But Bake and Drifter, they don't worry about Neva. There's nothing there. And we're gonna back to Harmless, Rosa, King, Matt Honcho. 2 Lab 25s had decided to break off down south. One LEV is chilling by Soloninki Ruins for infantry support. And now you see the hat starting to move in. You have the second BTR 82A for RaT. They're all slowly starting to get into position. And uh-oh,
He's getting hit in the ass.
unbelievable. Squad Ops. Lab 25s are pinched. They're sandwiched between 2.
I'm not dead. Good.
One lab dead, and another one's about to be. You see one BTR. That's a BRDM, actually. Unbelievable.
Beautiful.
Is that a second BTR? Those were 2 BRDMs and 1 BTR. Are you kidding me? This is the 1 BTR which was engaging. You had 2 BRDMs in the middle. Look at the map pressure and positioning. Goshka and Nicholas up here high with the BRDM. On the other side, You have
Yeah, all good.
Baldy, LTH, and Swooper with the BRDM, and they just funneled the Lav 25s. They had no idea what was happening, ambushed by one BTR. Lavs trying to respond to that BTR, and they just get picked apart by the BRDMs. RaT just showing that it doesn't matter if you don't have all your BTRs in play. These BRDMs are just as deadly in the Lav 25s. That is a huge loss for Squad Ops early on. Not just the actual tickets, but now the map pressure, because you have the BTR 80, which is RTB, to get the T90A. You're going to have 3 BTR 82As. You're going to have a T90A. This is going to be a big problem if Squad Ops cannot get off of Soloninki and get some nice vehicle kills early on. 299 tickets for RaT Brigade, 285 for Squad Ops. And there it goes, BTRs open up, and all of them just pouncing. That was just a second. It's not even time to react. The third and final Lav 25 goes down with 1 or 2 shots fired, and now they're just going to mop up all the infantry. Silent Death knocked out just off to the right. RaT Brigade going off, and they're trying to, it looks like, one BTR actually lost his engine or wheel, and so infantry, a crewman dismounting, trying to get those reps up, and this is just some fantastic team play, making sure all BTRs are staying up. And here comes AT, and they're going for the one that is disabled, and somehow they miss it. The RPG, or tandem round, just landing right in front of that BTR by millimeters. That tandem round missing the front. RaT should go buy a lottery ticket. The Squad Ops should have had him dead to rights. And instead of taking one BTR with them,
Their UAV is up.
they're now going to be down 3 lavs to nothing.
Look for UV.
I'm having defense checked up.
Heli is landing.
BRDM is taking the BTR 82's place. This is very interesting, this lightly armored play. Earlier, we've seen these BRDMs used as kind of flank protection, as we see Ops E-Fank. He's actually using it as to protect this Logi road. Maybe just wait for an opportunity to either call out the vehicles that are coming down, as well as maybe knock out a helicopter or Logi. But we also have Margoshka and Nicholas. They're using this just to harass Squad Ops. Soloninki Ruins is secured, but Desna was just secured by RaT Brigade. Now 318 tickets to 271. Calm's quiet as everyone tries to figure out what the next play is.
I'll leave it to deal with the north, Snowman and Nath, okay?
Yep. Say again.
Snowman and Nath, deal with the north of this defend.
Let's take a look at the fobs real quick. So you have a defensive fob on Pavlov's, a pseudo-defense attack fob wedged between Desna and Pavlov's, infantry and vehicles on the south side for Squad Ops and Soloninki with no fob on the actual objective. Whereas you have Squad 6 with Klob and RaT Brigade. They've just set up a fob and have literally right in the middle, smack dab of Desna. The mortars now going off for Squad Ops. But we have a little bit of harassment from the northern side. We can see
To get it, LTH?
Drifter, I believe, is it Bakejani, Ops, Volt, Spicy. Ooh, and this is a good old hat kit. Let's see them here, and they're trying to flank around on the north side.
Otter, where do you want to rep? Yeah, where do you want it? Got it. Understood.
And this squad, they have a good rally in position, and Marthew, he's actually going to run into Volts, and depends who's going to have the first shot here. Marthew, probably not expecting, but Volts, hold on a second. Ooh,
Dropping east of Soloninki.
Volts gets taken out. Marthew takes out the point man of the squad ops squad, and squad 4 behind him, RaT Brigade, they're going to start collecting a little bit more of this intel and say, hey, we have someone nearby. It's a squad handful. He might actually squash this snowman. You're kind of just running out almost like an early warning system to see if you can't find anything, any shenanigans happening. Snowman might just wander into that rally range, and if that does happen, that is going to be a huge play. Doesn't look like that exciting, but if you can prevent squad ops from coming back in on this side, and Snowman is just barely going to miss it, unfortunately. So squad ops going to try to keep this push up on the main side here. Marthew holding the line, and Spicy well, Marthew with another shot. Let's see if we can't see what this looks like here.
Two on the far west. It's probably 2 squads then.
This is Bush Wookie Cam. Enjoy a Life, you should see him now, and he does. Enjoy a Life goes down. Marthew has a 3-piece. Reloading. Kimchi off to his front right in the middle of your screen. Just can see it out here. Not sure if Marthew sees him, goes up.
No, we do not link you.
He's going to fall back a bit. Marthew finally goes down, but takes out 3 or 4 with him. Good stand, and that's going to give Snowman enough time to come up behind and should mop up the rest of this squad.
BTR, so if you can drop some ammo, if you can spare it.
And you can see the front line is starting to get a little scattered from both sides. There's enough harassment on the north side by ops that I think it's causing RaT to have to worry about their flank maybe more than they originally thought. We also have a really good fob up on the north side. As long as it doesn't get overrun, Bosch is dangerously close to it with Squad 2, Zim, and Ghoster as well. But this squad we're looking at right now with Jenkins and Snowman behind them, if they can get back up and they aren't wiped by Snowman, Squad Ops has created a problem that RaT needs to deal with. And they can't just shift W onto the next point and get up to their front line. They got to protect that rear. They don't want to lose that fob from a sneaky flank. Volt's coming around back. Snowman now flanking around as well, and he's going to come up and see a couple infantry just sitting. Jenkins goes down, and Volts mops up Snowman. And it is not going to be a squad wipe, but hey, it might be right now. I don't think there's any AT, and there isn't. At least here, BTR is going to mop up the rest of this infantry squad. But this is what I'm talking about. This might not win you the game just yet, but it's going to allow your team defending the point and attacking the point to now deal with a BTR, or I guess only 2 BTRs instead of 3, because one has to fall back in QRF. Their back lines here. Zag, Zagel, and TD gonna try to mop this up, and we heard a tank round fire earlier. Oh, and hold up a second. RaT Bread causing some issues here. And I think he did get a hit. We can see the Abrams actually down a little bit of health. It looks like Caddy Rosa and Mostly Harmless was smacked by Appleseed and Bread. Abrams, I think they're going to try to get some type of repair station or something. They do have a repair station here, so they're going to maybe forego going back to main. And, well, they might catch Swooper out with this this Tiger. Or BRDM, actually. Swooper might not realize, and he's just going to be stationary. Abrams is going to go right by him. Wow, that is huge. You could be in a great position. You can see the marks going out. 12 is putting observation marks. The helicopter is spotting him directly. And so Swoop knows, hey, he's like a T-Rex. His vision is based on movement. BRDM's going to stay right there.
2 of the LMs spawned back in. The third one is 130 away.
But as this happens, look at the infantry that are all over here. RaT, LTH, they are now moving in on the radio here. This is a squad ops radio that has been overrun by a nice harassment squad, Squad 5 and Squad 3 from RaT. They're looking for the radio. Not sure if they've actually spotted it yet, but they want to lay down so that Abrams, well, now they can't easily get the Abrams in. Abrams headed towards that repair station, and this is, it's a lot more chaotic than our first rounds we saw with Squad All-Stars and Turkish community. There's a lot happening on the flanks here. Both teams kind of trying to harass the back lines, causing a lot of problems. Squad 2
Like, they're in this box, Saudi. Your call.
for RaT, I think, have also knocked down this radio, and Squad Ops might have lost another radio. Let's see if it is on bleed out. It is not in bleed out. It's the Hab is just overrun. So Hab is overrun. We have both Kraku and Bosch. They have overrun the Hab northwest, so Squad Ops has to deal with two different fobs that are under pressure. They don't want to lose them. A radio is 20 tickets, so this is 40 tickets potentially up in the air, plus your map control. Mortars, wow. Helicopter calling in mortars on the repair station to make sure the tank cannot be repaired, and that is some big brain playing. Mortars knocking out the repair station. You can see the wagon just on its side. Abrams was hit by AT to start, and he's not able to take a breather at all. Gonna try to hit ITZY down here. It doesn't look like he'll be able to get too far.
Hey, we got guys northwest of Desna
But
running
302 tickets to 230. This is what's going to be the problem for Squad Ops. They're not able to settle in, really.
Behind him in rallies.
And now you have multiple Habs overrun. You're down by 80 tickets. Your vehicles are being harassed. You can't fully repair your vehicles. What are you supposed to do? Squad Ops really needs to kind of recalibrate and maybe even dig down one of these radios. Say, hey, you know what? This is the situation. Oh, and they are. Culper actually electing to dig down this radio right under the watchful eye of LTH. Flang Haven, ooh, does go down. LTH goes down to Flang Haven, and this is a good kind of security holding the radio position. You don't want to lose those tickets. You'd rather lose the area, and then now that's going to be out of play.
All of the LAVs are in play.
Pardon the quick camera movement because we have a hat kit here. Bread.
Lost my rally to the south. Need to reset.
Hit with AT, and that's a track. Bread knocking the tracks right off the right side of the Abrams, and Appelseen is going to try to get eyes on. Bread does go down. Rosa quick out with the repair kit. Now Appelseen trying to keep his head poking out, but multiple eyes on this Abrams.
I do have an airstrike. Is the observed tank marked exact?
Yeah, get a mark on it for her.
It's marked. It's marked on 5 observed. Hold on. There we go.
Sending.
Ooh.
Cool.
This is a very risky play right now. This is an airstrike. The repair has already started. If Squad Ops was Johnny on the spot with the repair, then they might be able to get this tank out of harm's way. But RaT Brigade going all in and calling an airstrike on this track tank. That was pretty as quick as you could have tried to call it. Just Rosa might have just saved this tank. Airstrike coming in very shortly here. And maybe not, and no, it's not going to. Airstrike, unbelievable. Probably just got the tracks up, and the Abrams smoked by the Sioux strike. Huge play by RaT, knocking out Labs earlier, and then, hey, why not an Abrams with an airstrike? Just a huge show of force, 291 tickets for RaT Brigade, and the armor advantage way in their favor. Swooper will go down, but hey, I'd trade a BRDM for an Abrams any day of the week. Squad Ops. It doesn't look nearly like any of the games we saw this morning. Especially, I think it's because the water feature we have, the terrain actually making it very difficult to have that typical standard front line that we saw with Squad All-Stars Germany. But the harassing from both teams, I'm not saying Squad Ops is out of this by any means, but they're at such a disadvantage now because we see how the RaT Brigade vehicle players, they keep poking in and out. They've... Ooh.
Heli destroyed.
Oh my goodness, the T-90 with a heli snipe from way down south. There you go, Squad 7, LaBomb and Uncle Bilbo holding the south side. And this is how we can start to see a little bit of the noose starting to tighten. Squad 10, Squad 7, Squad 8, as the main infantry front still holding this line, and you have harassing on the east side. You're now having your vehicles start to slowly push in and hold the south side. And at this rate, you don't even need to push. You just need to keep popping out vehicles.
Holding the river on the marks.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Another hat kit, orange juice. Orange juice and bread. See if we can't jump on over to them. Orange juice rearming his AT with that BTR-80. Very interesting seeing these BTR-80 plays. Red trying to decide which one to shoot first here. And he nails it, engines the LAV, and he's falling back. Does get smoked. But absolutely clutch shots. And now one Lav is going to try to push in where that AT was, but Orange Juice is going to be on the right side, and he might be able to finish it off. No, goes for the second one, and now Orange Juice engines the second LAV. Both Lav 25s disabled, and this is what we're talking about. It's like death by 1,000 cuts.
More than what we have now.
We need the logic bit with going.
Orange Juice trying to flank around.
Understood.
So he can get around to the infantry trying to repair, and he's going to try to... Oh, he has his tandem round, and there it goes! Caddy, oh, very unlucky, actually, to not get that on fire. And Orange Juice is going to want that one back. AT in a tandem round, or heat round in a tandem round, should pop these, or at least put them on fire. Very, very unlucky. So LAV, Lav 25s are going to be out of action, but maybe not, might not lose the tickets just yet. Orange Juice and Bread now falling back. But the BTR-80 can mop up these vehicles if they choose to.
Enough for lat.
Ben,
Alright.
You can see Orange Juice.
you shoot the lat.
They're using this just as a bona fide transport here. Get some BTR-80 damage out, then maybe swap to the AT. See Orange Juice in the main gun. Most likely when they get into position, Bread will dismount and then fire his RPG. Trying to navigate this, and the trees might get mostly harmless. And Rosa, oh, and they wedge their BTR in the middle here. They still got time. But that might just be about it.
They're going back to main north side.
Just not able to finish it off. 284 tickets now to 184. RaT Brigade and Orange Juice. Hey, they're going to try to go in for it. If they just get a straightaway without smoke, they have a chance. They're in that smoke. They want to make sure Ops doesn't realize they're right behind them until they're ready for it, and they're ready now. BTR-80 trying to fire, and they're missing, but they don't miss the final shots. Rosa mostly harmless, and Caddy chased down by the BTR-80, and I think they're going to try to go for the second, and they're looping the corner, and that's a straightaway, and they're going with the BTR-80, and flanked by the BTR-82 on the south. Admaka Otter coming in. right when they need to. And not only are they going to get a lav, but they might even get Grim in the helicopter, and he has to do some massive evasive. They are picking apart squad ops. RaT Brigade, 278 tickets, 159 vehicles are not safe for the ops members. And is very, very different set of games that we have right now. Very static front lines, but it's all this flank play that is really proving the difference right now. The vehicles, if you are not dealing with the vehicles, you're going to get picked apart in an area you did not expect it. We saw LaBomb and the T90. They were down south here like 10 minutes ago, able to push up almost entirely unseen. And now look at this. Look at the massive pressure that Squad 10, Squad 7, Squad 8, RaT Brigade, they have 4 vehicles right outside Squad Ops main. You can't do much without ammo. You can't do much with vehicle support and Pavlov's farm. Well, let's see here. Rat Nicholas and Margot Shka trying to get on over to a new fob that's going up.
Waiting for it.
Someone, there's 3 down south.
Word.
Rat should see and hear this Logi.
Yeah, what do we think their approach is for the south?
He heard the
Coastline
unloading of the
rally,
Logi
most likely.
just a second ago. And this could be a huge play if Margot's able to figure out this radio.
They're crossing east of 6
And
Valley. East of Tree Valley.
good shots on target there. One op's down, and he's going to fall back, Margot, in order to recollect himself, and they can push to get this radio.
I'm pushing north to take care of that.
Nicholas flanking on the western side. Margot now holding the right. Now you just have Matt Honcho and King
Snowman helps south, yeah.
all by themselves in this 2-man rat fire team. They're going to cause more problems. Oh, 40 Mike looks like he might mop up Nicholas here. Nicholas, though, he is a medic, so he'll be able to top himself off. But once again, just this flank play is causing way too many issues. And LaBomb coming in with that T90. And this is now what you have to deal with if you're squad ops. You have the entirety of the map is the T90s. They've had no problems dealing with infantry. They don't have to worry about an Abrams. The Lav 25s are pretty much out of action and definitely no problem with the T90. But south side of the map, RaT Brigade is just rolling right through. And we can see right here as RaT Brigade have found out another radio position here. And it looks like they might be going in for a kill on King and Matt Honcho with that AAVP called out earlier. And King and Matt, they just need to understand they have nothing to fight this. We don't want to lose another vehicle. 255 tickets to 152. You still have about 30 minutes left of the match.
Probably not that many.
And they should see one AV next to him right here.
I'm running it.
Thanks.
King and Honcho do get out. Radio might go down. They might lose a Logi, but at least one AVP. That's not... You can't have those trades, though. Losing radios, losing AVPs, and no real big moves. I think Squad Ops started strong, and we have to see if they're going to finish strong. What is really going to uproot them right now is we see a lot of red on the objective area. If Noon, Captain Morgan, Efank, if we can get Squad Ops into an objective area and to cause problems for RaT Brigade, that might cause this kind of frontline harassment around Pavlov's to try to circle back. You have a lot of infantry, and also, look at this, Jenkins, Spicy, Volts, Kimchi, and Enjoy a Life. You have a good flank on the north side, and they might see this Logi, Enigmatic, and the command Logi going north. But you need to try to get some pressure, and speaking of pressure, Captain Morgan might have just done it here.
No for rally though.
Right outside the radio room, we can see outlined in the blue building, trying to hold position, and he might see Bacon moving right to left, decides to stay weapons quiet. But there's plenty of squad ops players starting to just get closer and closer. And it's going to cause the BTRs to start falling back. And whereas there's a lot of squad ops on the objective here at Desna, there's not too many squad ops over on Pavlov's. You actually have Margot now. We saw them earlier knocking out some infantry. Well, they are finally on the radio. And if they're able to knock out this radio,
To your southwest, they pushed in.
then this attack out here in Desna, which looks very promising, well, that might not matter. 142 tickets for squad ops.
Bomb is to the east, Alpha is south. We should be
Captain Morgan
completely fine.
Efank getting closer and closer. And Breakfast Waffle with the med kit trying to vault over. Efank being, I mean, this is very, I was going to say, very patient, and unfortunately misses all of his shots. Not all. Oh, Breakfast Waffle goes to swap to the bandage. Unfortunately gets handcuffed. Efank now pushing in, and he is in the hab area. Flanking around the backside. Atmaka actually TKs, unfortunately. And now you have Efank. I don't think RaT are able to get on this corner of the hab. They have to go up around because of the way that it's blocked. And the AVP is now going to get dumpstered by the BTR-82. Going to lose a vehicle for this. And look at that. Good little hold down position by the BTR. Efank, I think he's still alive. Efank is still alive, still digging that hab. The way that the hab is wedged in there, unbelievable. And then Captain Morgan's actually holding his backside here.
Snowman, keep west, Altacious on the south, and Nath is on the north. It's super fucking simple.
Holding in the radio.
You have
Glob trying to do it, but he can't. Oh, and what a shot from Snowman. And this might finally cause the problem to be solved. Ronaldo goes down. Good shots by Efank. Efank, one-man army on the hab here. This is kind of squad ops' only chance. Oh, the BTR taking two of their friendlies. And he got the hab down. Efank, massive plays. Is he going to see him? No. Efank finally goes down to McKizzy. And the radio will go, or the hab rather, will go back up. But radio looks like it's going to go down for squad ops on Pavlov, so another minus 20 tickets. You see squad ops, they're just all focused on making this happen right now in Desna.
Ticket is no.
Fresh Frog, Kiwi Warrior, keeping that BTR in play for defense here. And you need a hat player to pull off something big. No other armor to really do anything. Squad ops filtering in, and they're working off rallies.
Soloniki.
Radio on bleed and Soloniki, and honestly, that might be it. Even with this push, that is two radios now. Squad ops losing the radio on Pavlov's, also now losing the radio just northwest of Pavlov's. That's now you're going to be down to 60 tickets. I think it was actually not too bad of a game by squad ops. I think the tickets are going to give them, make it look a lot worse. But aside from a few vehicle plays,
Everything. They're coming from every direction.
squad ops had a really good game plan. Unfortunately, didn't manage the vehicles as well as RaT Brigade. And this is going to be mopped up now on the south or on the north side.
East should be fine now. After Desna.
Oh, and just as I say that, Orange Juice knocked out by Tandem. Of course, curse of the commentator. Jenkins knocking out the BTR-82. So one BTR-82 finally goes down. 218 tickets to 73. Squad ops trying to inch their way back into this. And once again, it's not over yet. But the amount of tickets they're losing on radios. You see now 53 tickets because of those two radios that went down.
We're showing. Maybe southeast, squad 3.
Enemy raid is gone on Soloniki.
And Squad Ops, I don't think they have enough staying power here. The problem is, this isn't a bad attack necessarily. They have good angles, but this one BTR is playing very smart. It's allowing the infantry to do the work, and it's just firing from behind.
DH have one of the guy off spawn, run west. If they're running from south, seems they're running from southwest, right?
We got more.
Yeah, just send one guy from the scope 3 rally and burn it. That's all we need. It's not like they ever have down there.
Shutting everything to a cap. We restrict all the vehicles and 2 pubs.
217 tickets, 53.
Yeah, play towards
The
ruins.
south side. See RaT Otter now coming up from behind, trying to stop this push. But there's just the map control with the vehicles again is going to be the deciding factor. Squad Ops at least have reset on Pavlov's. They set up a new defensive fob here. Captain Morgan has a good position. And Dashby leading Squad 3 to try to clear out Soloniki. In the northwest here at Pavlov's and Soloniki Ruins.
I do. I'm
So
coming
still
to
trying to
recover.
fight here, but the real issue is they just haven't been able to get a
Yeah, I'm getting it.
strong enough attack on Desna to root out RaT.
Yes, please. Thank you. Yep, thank you.
The south side does not.
And look at the bodies down here.
One of the heli landed north of Pollution Outpost. They might have something over there.
Noon, kind of the only one left there for Squad Ops, just on the rocks. He's trying to just hold the line, give his team an opportunity to get back onto this attack.
They had an enemy Haji on 9 move mark.
Should see Damio up to the left here. Bushwookie cam in full effect. 3-year-old monkey pushing him, and he's going to go down. Good effort from Noon, but just too much infantry. 41 tickets, and I mean, it would take an absolute disaster class from RaTs to lose this lead here.
Yeah, just trying to find her out.
Kind of once again, I think you're in a situation, if you're Squad Ops, let's try to
What's on
do
your
a couple
eye?
good plays.
Synagogue.
Let's try to still recalibrate ourselves, not just throw in the towel, and still make him pay for it. You still have about 20 minutes of game time left. If you can get to
Once
the
we
end
see
there,
west,
that also might
just,
be
we
considered a
can-
win.
Maybe do a push. You still want to?
Looks like we stabilized on cap, right?
Indeed. Yeah.
Fully, yep.
Zim trying to take out Assault here and gets him from behind. I think he just got TK'd actually by Kraku or Bosch. 29 tickets. This is your panic situation.
South of Desna across the wall.
And I'm not even sure, and we did lose, it looks like a Humvee just went down. Squad 9 mopping
Enemy
up the
Humvee
Humvee.
backline destroyed.
Yep, just hear that call out in
Good
comms.
job.
Squad 7, I think they're trying to go for
Currently
one
up
last push.
around 70
Maybe
tickets,
they have a
just on
command strike.
vehicles.
I'm thinking maybe they go for an attack fob and then command strike, but honestly, I think Bread's going to see
If you
these
guys
guys.
can reset
Bread
your
has just
rallies
been
with the defense
an
rallies.
absolute beast so far with the hat kit. And if he's able to see this attack fob, then that will 100% be GG's. And you can see Captain Morgan on the other side of this hill here. Bread with the tandem round. If he's able to get eyes on that Logi, that is now officially GG. No final push.
The loading tickets knows 100%. We just play it slow.
Tank has
Here's Zim call it. They're low on tickets. We know that. Play it slow. Be smart.
Keep the armor alive. Keep them wolf packed and we're fine. Spread the rallies.
Bread reloading his 18. He's just going to miss. Ops flanking around the east, west side, rather.
Already got burned south side. South
I
of
think,
Desna.
can you mark it, LTH?
Double helmet.
First shot, sorry.
He's waiting. Misses his shots. Captain Morgan dodging and finally goes down. Doesn't see Dang off to the right, and now he's going to have to fall back before he gets mopped up.
If the radius outside there, the head is also outside. So smack the Orby and I.
BTR now coming in for support, and that's going to finish off this squad, and that was kind of their last gasp effort to try to make something happen, and that is probably going to be it now.
Just
22 tickets, 210 for RaT Brigade, and really the harassment, the vehicles, the picking away, Squad Ops had the opportunity to do that, but the moment it was really the turning point of the match, losing the LAVs down here, the LAV 25s getting picked apart by 1 BTR and 2 BRDMs, it seemed like that was just so frustrating for them to deal with, Squad Ops, that they weren't able to set themselves back up. Losing the tank to an airstrike as well, you know, maybe looking back, Squad Ops are going to say, hey, you know what we should have done? We were 3-manning the tank.
Yeah.
If we're 3-manning the tank, let's get 2 people to dismount and repair. That would have been so much better, since we know we killed the hat. Those double reps might have been able to prevent the airstrike, but that's a lot of what could have been and what should have been. So Squad Ops, I think they're going to take a lot from this game, going almost all the way to time, and not actually losing a cap. I think that is also very important. Squad Ops did not lose a cap. But RaT Brigade, they've got to be confident with themselves and their vehicle players, especially their map control. Squad Ops definitely coming up with some good plays, but 14 tickets left. RaT Brigade, they've set up on Desna and they have not looked back. And that is a long shot from the T90. Uncle Bilbo and LaBomb up on the hill.
Yo, do we have the A set up?
Indeed.
Give me 1 sec.
Trying to do maybe a cheeky airstrike for the last bit here.
Shut up.
Did they track him again? Oh my goodness, they did again. No way is this going to happen again.
I'm trying to fight him. He's behind.
Abrams engined. And it is moving.
Oh no, take a secret, yes. There's an enemy with a strike missed.
And this is good. Side and Spaz.
Enemy going
Minos.
back main.
And hold on a second, they're still waiting for this airstrike, and they might have just repositioned now. But Rosa, they're trying to get the... I think they know that the helicopter's nearby, and they're not going to risk just being stationary. So I think good awareness from Squad Ops to just not repair. Hey, if you got a little bit of an engine, limp away. Let's not get airstruck again. Twice in one game would just be a little too rough. Squad Ops now, I think they're...
I have airstrike itchy, but
turtling a bit, realizing this is where it ends, so let's try to make it to time.
To do something? Yeah?
There's only 8 minutes.
8 minutes at a time.
Oh, I see.
It's 12. It's 4 minutes next to me goes to the staging.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
11 tickets. And the T90 is farming infantry on the north side. The BTRs are farming infantry on the south side. And we have... I mean, this is just... You can see how they're split. You got a BTR out in the south, just a little to the west as well. The T90 holding down the north side up by himself. AT harassing infantry on the east side. You got a BRDM, Orange Juice on the northeast. They do tend to wolfpack if they need to, but when they feel safe, you can see the RaT Brigade vehicles, they spread out and cut off different angles, and it's been really well used. 5 tickets now, and that should be just about it. Squad Ops will look to collect themselves on the map that they picked, Sanxian. Now, the island map Was surprised to actually see it in play. I thought this would be banned each and every time. But Squad Ops able to go back to the drawing board with maybe a map they would prefer to play for round 2 to try to prevent the sweep.
Anything's up in?
And this is just
How about next time?
insult to injury here.
You just kill yourself.
Air, not an airstrike this time, but an artillery barrage, east to west.
Just indefinitely mute yourself.
And this creeping barrage is going to run over every ops in the way. Assault, Silent Death, Chill Canadian, Noon, Enjoy a Life. All 3 tickets. We'll see if the RD even gets here. But just fantastic map control, vehicle control by RaT Brigade, and they are coming out to round 1, letting everyone know why they're the team to beat.
Mark it up again.
Up in this top half of the bracket, Mortar's going down on this hab as well for Squad Ops.
Bellingham, do you see where the left is?
He's going back.
Oh, okay, check.
Going back main. So
Hey, we're gonna fall back. We don't want to get caught by tank.
Already landing in, and Silent Death is seen his silent, or not so silent death, I guess, approaching. 2 tickets. And he's going to be able to make it out. Able to hunker down in one of these bunkers, but Drifter, Chill Canadian, not so lucky. And 2 tickets left at Macca. An Otter dodging an AT by Jenkins. And good effort. But the mid game, really when RaT were able to have that space and time for their vehicles, you can tell it's just without any Squad Ops vehicles to deal with and worry about, it was just free reign for the BTRs. Interesting to see what would have happened if those labs weren't taken out, because Squad Ops seemed like they were on a good plan. But hey, credit to the vehicle players. Fresh Frog and Kiwi Warrior.
They may have rally east side again.
Can Squad Ops get underneath the 200 ticket, or RaT Brigade underneath the 200 tickets? Not going to look like it's going to happen, and nobody is giving up just yet. But we have more than 2 tickets down on the ground. Just a matter of time now before they bleed out. Plenty of Ops players are down.
Keep this way, let's keep the pressure.
do we have an airstrike?
Last minutes.
We're sitting on solid key east.
Just started in, man.
Calm still going for RaT Brigade. Doesn't matter how many tickets the enemy has or how many they think they have, or even if they're in position to essentially roll the entire map. Their comms have been absolutely on point. Good chatter throughout.
Where you see?
And finally, Jenkins knocking out the engine of Fresh Frog and Kiwi Warrior.
I got engine.
But that's really going to be a consolation prize, because 202 tickets, RaT Brigade with a decisive victory on the map that they picked, Gorodok. Now Squad Ops have to respond with Sanxian, 119 kills to 84, 38 revives to 57, 182 downs to 124. GG's. Round 2 of Squad Ops up against RaT Brigade. Potentially the semi-final decider for the top half of the bracket. Whoever wins this round will be going on to face Squad All-Stars Germany next weekend in the semi-finals. Gonna get in on the cast here, and let's chat about what we have in store for us. Sanxian, surprised to see this map called so early in the tournament, not gonna lie. And we have a very, very fun layout for it. From the west to east, Squad Ops with the USMC armored.
You want me to take an AEV, Lodi? Okay.
Yeah, AV Logi. We don't get another one, do we?
And they are going to be in with 2 M1A1 Abrams right from the get-go. That can be very deadly, but we do know how good RaT Brigade are with their vehicles. 2 AAVPs that are ready from the start as well, a LAV 25, a few rib boats with the 50 cal and the 240, wheeled transport as well as 1 spawning on delay, a Logi boat, and 3 AAVC Logis. So if you notice, there is not any wheeled Logis. There's no helicopter Logis. All the Logis are in these AAVCs. So potential to be tracked, very slow, but amphibious and immune to small arms here. RaT Brigade on board with the PLA amphibious ground forces.
We're on the second island.
2 ZSD Logis for themselves, as well as a Logi boat, a Logi truck, and then 3 of the transports with the heavy QJZ-89 machine gun on top. A couple rib boats for them as well. 2 of the ZSD APCs with the open-top machine guns on top. 2 of the ZBD-05 IFVs, and then a ZTZ-99A on a 15-minute delay, ZTD-05 tank destroyer, and a 2 ZHE helicopters. RaT Otter and Atmaka in that tank destroyer, and for RaT and Rosa Caddy, mostly harmless in one of the Abrams Spasminos side, and Kimchi in the Abrams here. So quick roll call for our sides. We went through RaT in the first round. For squad ops, we got lead in squad 1, Kuba, Yuho, Spunk Cutie, Slayer, Noon, Frog. Squad 2, led by Volts, Bura, Enjoy a Life, Grim, Spicy, Jenkins. Squad 3, led by Dashby, Silas, Lima Bean, Sully, Your Nightmare, Comrade, Nuclear Twister. Squad 4, led by Assault, Forsaken, Silent Death, and Chill Canadian. Squad 5, led by Dark Cookie, Bake Zanny, Drifter, Moderate. Squad 6, led by Captain Morgan, Efank, Frog, and Elzadi. Squad 7, led by Matt Honcho and King. Squad 8 in the MBT, Rosa, Caddy, mostly harmless. Squad 9, led by Spasminos, Side, and Kimchi. Squad 10, led by Fang Haven and Culper. And then Reft on this side, Uppish. And that is our teams. That is our teams. Fantastic grammar. That's what a whole day of squad does to you. Your brain starts to melt, but it doesn't matter. We are officially going. Harbor Town, the first cap into Telecom Compound, then a good 3-point. This could be a close quarters fight, or it could be a roll with the vehicles. Cold storage up into Power Plant Admin, and then East Gate over to Plantations and Taishan. So big vehicle flank on the south side as well. And they're most likely going to try to get in somewhere around here, try to set up and cut something off. I'd be very surprised if they did the big old flank on the south side, but you never know. Squad 6, Captain Morgan with a Common Engineer, AT, and Medic as well. And here you go. No, they are going for that lower road here. Once they realize where Plantations is, maybe even an East Gate. But I think about Plantations, they might realize it's more of a north side. Same when Harbor Town is up. And they got Telecom. They should, both sides now realize they're going to be fighting over Power Station. But you can see a lot of movement already here. Power Plant, no matter the layout, usually you want to win the Power Plant fight. And we have Frog and Baldy. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can get on board with Frog here. And they actually have an enemy boat off their east in front of them, really. Not sure if they even see him just yet. But coming around the backside, be very careful because you have 3 Chinese boats in the water up against this one by Frog here. And first shots open up. He's not able to see, trying to figure out where he needs to shoot. And off his right here. Shots are not landing. Chinese boat.
Should I go across the bridge or the water to get...
And they might have lost their driver, and they did. And Frog. Oh no, now it goes.
Here in the south,
Frog down to the bottom of the water,
Flanking around on the
and
south side.
what an ambush!
Okay, they're gonna try to main
Squad
camp.
ops. You heard
Yeah,
squad
they're
ops
down there.
saying they're now going to try to main camp.
Highly suggest we have Morgan transition to main defense.
Ooh, and that is actually
down to kill the boats.
interesting. You now need to shift a whole bunch of infantry to main
Yeah, I
camp
think Morgan
defense as
should move to
Kuba
defense.
now leading the charge in
Delta 10, Echo 10.
to power station. And this is a huge push. Helicopters are up. Squad ops dismounting quickly. And this is fantastic for squad ops. Storage is an objective area. We can see it right here. It's this rectangular prism over the hangar. You have a squad ops squad on the west side of the objective. RaT coming over the middle. But this is why it's so important to play for your power station. Power station is 3 points, and right now RaT is in the center. They can get pressure on that north cap as well as the east cap.
When I'll put the fob in your building.
MoiDawg up in the helicopter here, trying to do some evasive. It did sound like he took some 50 cal fire and more 50 cal fires. He's flying in very low, able to just get out of
Okay, heard.
trouble there. But this is, look at this here. You got both flames being spotted already, or both tanks rather. LaBomb and Uncle Bilbo have spotted both tanks, and this could be very dangerous. There's no AT to worry about just yet if you're squad ops. But having your tank spotted that early is not what they wanted. Not going to expect to have 2 infantry that you didn't even see up on that corner here. As squad ops burrow Spicy and a bunch of infantry on the north side of power plants. Well, they're now trying to swing in and close the door. West is secured by squad ops, and now the AAV is now going to help push in. Ghoster, Zim, Borscht, Kraku for RaT on the east side of this northern point. Noon inside the building. Both the caps have been contested by both sides now. Taishan has been secured.
That was a PLA boat we just passed.
Taishan has been secured by RaT Brigade. So we're trying to figure out their comms here. They're trying to deal with this these lodges down south. They're really worried about the potential main camping. And AT from the PLA smacks Silas. He's not tracked. And unless he's able to get out of this area, though, he might still get that follow-up round. I believe it was Mikuzi up on the top. Bread, Bread, rather.
Rally's already burnt up here.
Yeah, Mikuzi going around. Bread gets mopped up by the 40 mic. But trying to get the engine up, maybe. And here we go. Armor coming in the north side. This radio is down for squad ops, and they're trying to just block off RaT from getting into this hangar. Vehicle just killed. I think that was, yep, a Chinese transport. This Chinese armed transport with the heavy machine gun on top is knocked by this one of the Abrams here. And MoiDawg now flying, trying to get eyes on the tank. You can see him being marked. The problem is Squad 9, that's a ZSD. But you need to figure out how you can flank around, try to get one of your ATGMs off, because the motor gun, or the mobile gun system, the ZTD, the tank destroyer, it's way down south, super out of position right now, and squad ops have a very good show of force on power station. Telecom compound almost secured, and they're going to be able to cap storage and power plant almost bang bang at this rate.
Do you just want me defending the hub? Right now?
Right now you need to screen the north and northwest. You need to screen the windows.
Ooh, helicopter evading some more 50 cal and a couple tank rounds, trying to do something. A lot of helmet markers out here, but not a lot of RaT infantry on the northwest side. Coal storage is now being secured by squad ops. Right now, they actually have the timing to secure this. Plantation is being very slowly capped. Might it only be capped by a Hayes G1. And with that slow cap and full squad capping telecom, and now you already have 15% cap on coal storage, squad ops could get power plant before Eastgate is even secured.
It's ballsy, but it could work out.
Cookie, can we put a radio there, Cookie?
No.
Okay, you put the fob to the west then.
Let's take a look from a little bit higher up in the sky. You see only Black Pepper and Frazzle up on the northwest side for RaT Brigade. The map itself is keeping a lot of that harassment and flanking away. RaT Brigade was just so good with the harassment early on Gorodok, and perhaps this map and the terrain just preventing a little of that from happening
We
here.
don't have anything here on eyes, just so everybody's aware. Nothing pushing on the south side towards Maine. I think that was their one ploy, and they're not doing it again.
Objective captured.
Okay, you might have wiped them.
Objective, Marines.
Believe
Suggest Morgan pushes along that same axis back against them. Like you go east, try the same thing.
Fresh Frog and Kiwi Warrior, you see they do have those ATGMs on the side.
Just keep a presence on that south side. And
So
just
they
be
want to
able
make
cross
sure that
you
these
are, but then if
tanks
you're
don't just come
stopping them,
steaming
they're
through.
not camping us, sort of
But
thing.
also with the ZSD,
south side of Main Island.
or the ZBD and the
Landing or aerial?
ZTD coming in together in tandem, as well as another ZBD on the south side. This is a lot of DPS to deal with if you're at Abrams. Abrams, you can kill them, but we've seen the RaT vehicles already, very coordinated, and if they choose to jump one of these tanks, it could be a huge problem. Abrams, though, Spaz is kind of stuck up on the west side here, trying to figure out where the second tank is for squad ops. Oh, both of them in here, and what is happening over on this side?
Do we need help on cold
Black
storage?
Pepper,
Cold storage?
not sure what is happening here, but he seems to, oh my goodness, did he just take out a tank all by himself?
Not sure.
Unsure of the chaos, but Squad Ops has found themselves in an armored unit without working armor. And it might be
Last rally, so close storage.
an E1, I believe these are AT.
Very precarious.
You got a hat kit,
Cookie, as long
Yeah,
as you defend
yeah.
the south side. Cookie, as long
Bread,
as you
here.
defend the south side, I can play on the flag with this hat.
Bread.
We need to get. We need.
Trying to get that. Oh, now that is, now look at this view. I mean, easy, right? You can see it easily, no problem whatsoever. Completely perfect helmet cam.
Trust me, we worked overtime to get the tracks reps that way.
Trying to get that Chinese tandem round loaded, but
one
118 trying to get on the Abrams here. One Abrams, he's just going to bail out. Caddy able to get one of them out of the danger zone. Bread now choosing his target to be the second Abrams. I am so surprised that these things got tracked.
Another boat full of infantry crossing here. They're
And
pushing.
Side and Kimchi. Oh, and they're engined and tracked. Absolutely clinical from Bread. And that is one of the worst locations. And this could be
We're coming.
a repeat. I'm not sure if Bread actually has the ammo to do it again, but you actually have, I believe, Black Pepper is a rifleman, or they have 18 nearby. But Side and Kimchi now the only ones in, as they lost one more crewman. Armor is just getting absolutely walked all over on because of infantry. 288 tickets though for squad ops, 249, but that's because of the caps right now. You can see there's also the capture area on power plant admin. Squad ops Akuba trying to hold it as Zim starts pushing in, but this is just very
Morgan, can you have one?
it might look more of a squad ops map control than it really is because of the vehicles. No longer capping power plant is called.
We just need to play with these buildings. Need to get a rally.
And the second Abrams
Repeat again.
has now had to fall back to help defend the first Abrams, and now instead of worrying about vehicles, this is a bad situation to be in. These Abrams need to not play around this ticky-tacky infantry fight. This needs to be your infantry dealing with this, or your AAV.
I'm talking to you direct, so we're not distracting everybody else, dude.
But this is going to cause problems here, and now you got mortars coming in.
Copy.
Unbelievable, RaT Brigade. They're smacking the Abrams with mortars. Now, Here's a question: were they able to get the tracks and engine up? And it looks like the engine is still having problems, but he might be able to just barely limp away because of the elevation. Oh my goodness. And Squad Ops might have gotten away with one there. 304 tickets to 247, but Mortars nearly knocking out the Abrams. RaT Brigade anti-tank. I'm not saying that they've made a wrong move here or they misplayed that, but just nearly knocking out some huge armor once again. And now you have Atmaka and Otter on the north side with that ZTD, the tank destroyer. Now the one thing though, you have Volts. Oh, and he did just get hit. Jenkins got mopped up. So you have an anti-tank team for Squad Ops on this north side. Still plenty to work with. It looks like the rally was squashed, so Squad Ops trying to deal with this infantry invasion they have. Bread now coming up around the backside again.
Top priority. Counter battery.
And they're gonna completely mop up the Squad Ops on the rocks. No rally, no problem.
I got enemy infantry up here, box 5.
And you have
They're looking for our mortar.
ZBD opening them up against the AAV, and that's going to cause, I think, a tank. I hear an Abrams trying to come to their aid, but that's not going to be in time. AAV goes down, and just once again, the kind of map control, they might not have.
They just popped the transport.
They don't have all of the objectives. But it still looks like RaT Brigade has a very strong hold on the east side of the point, but also the north side. They're starting to squeeze Squad Ops again. And
Enemy heli down, enemy heli down.
wow, that is massive. Huge shoot down. One Abrams fly swatting a RaT Brigade helicopter out of the sky.
Enemies are mortaring Hab now.
And, oh, look at this. East Gate is finally... Oh, did they miss the
We
cap?
can put down a new rep station for you guys.
Have they not capped it?
Thank you.
What in the world is happening? RaT Brigade has forgotten to cap East Gate.
Can you adjust the mortars?
No one is on it.
100%.
RaT Brigade. Look, hey, it's G1 is actually like 30 meters right outside from the cap. Vehicles cannot secure any areas. I don't think RaT Brigade even realizes that they don't have the cap right now.
We're gonna take a tank contacts.
But now tanks coming around the backside, mostly harmless, and Kadi ambushed by the ZTZ and the ZTD, and just like that, ammo racked, and unbelievable, your double tank
Tanks north side, it seems
armored
like
group
power plant
taken out by the ZTZ and ZTD. That's why this map control is so important. Securing that north side, allowing an easy route in for the ZTZ and ZTD. 259 tickets to 225. Still huge, big misplays on the east gate not being capped, but it might not necessarily matter if ZTZ is able to just kill a few more vehicles.
South.
I'm dead.
Copy, copy.
Okay, say that again.
Most of you guys need to play north dash B. You can't lose north map control.
Just hear them, you can't lose north map control. Unfortunately, they have already.
And I know they can't grab it right away.
Just spread your guys out.
They're on the fall.
And they're also on the Hab out west. This is what the map control is doing. Squad Ops is not actually in the driving seat, even though they have 1 more tickets and they 2 have more objectives.
They're pushing this box.
It's also the moment RaT Brigade are that capture East Gate, they are going to get a few more tickets back too. But this vehicle combat here, there's so many vehicles in the middle that now your armor advantage, it's pretty much gone. The Abrams has to sit and wait for anti-tank to make some plays. And what's going to happen is infantry are going to spot out the tank, and we're going to run into another issue.
Power plant, unknown type. Marking now.
But infantry kept the Abrams stuck in somewhere maybe they really didn't want to be earlier, and eventually punished. Eastgate still not secured. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, and this is going to be... Oh, they stopped. I thought they were going to dive in.
Lima to go south. Lima to play south. Lima is out here.
You're not sure. It's a whole armored push, and that's going to not feel good if you're an Abrams. Oh, and they missed the first shot! Oh, no! What could have been at least taking one with them, not even able to hit the ZTD. And oh, ATGM flies right by. Gonna back on up, and now Abrams might be able to swap. Smoke launching a little bit too forward, and now Abrams, they need to decide, do you deal with what's in front of you? No! Another Hongjian missile misses, flies right over, and the Abrams is just choosing to face check the ZBD. And oh my goodness, that's why AT mops him up, and Abrams is now focused back on the armor. What was about to be a huge wipe in RaT Brigade's favor might roll the other way with some clutch plays from anti-tank and some brave tanking. They're choosing to fight this. And now they engine and smack the ZTD. Abrams gonna peek this and shoot mop him up, and there he goes, takes two with him out, and now the ZTZ is left, but he's gonna roll it back, and massive plays by Squad Ops, and another ATGM misses, but they do hit the engine, and AT hits the backside of Zag Zaggle, and ZTD, ZTZ actually, oh, they deflected off the front plate of the Abrams, and the Abrams wins! Unbelievable plays by Squad Ops! Squad Ops with a huge armor wipe! One Abrams left, and it doesn't matter! They take out three!
Yeah, he killed the Vic already. He got the 30.
I have killed the light sitting. I'm sitting here because I'm engine. I'm not sure where the APC or infantry are.
Oh my word! What did we just watch? Squad Ops just laying it all down here. Massive wipe. 226 tickets to 193. Finally, RaT Brigade decides, hey, maybe that didn't go so well. We should probably secure Eastgate. And the opportunity here now, though, is can you follow up with it? And as we just saw, we saw last round, and they just got airstruck again.
That's okay, yeah.
Alright.
Hey,
Good stuff, Spaz. You pulled out on fire there. We're still not up.
Oh my goodness, it is all going down on power plant. Sanshin is about all squared up. Power plant still secured by Squad Ops. Squad Ops has to deal with this western side. There's a lot of RaT Brigade infantry, but the tank actually for Squad Ops should be up here. There should be a second one up soon. I'm guessing in about 5 or so minutes. So you might have some infantry to deal with AT from way downtown. Orange Juice trying to loop it into the Lab 25. King and Matt Honcho, no problem whatsoever. But this RaT Brigade team here, this is why Squad Ops cannot consolidate. They have to deal with what's behind them. And RaT Brigade, Nath, Azzy, Frazzle, they've been absolutely massive harassing and could be credited with one of those first tank kills.
I know.
No, the map looks very busy, guys. Stick with me here. But the eastern side,
like my squad.
That's fine.
here are the cap zones again. Noon in the middle of a bunch of Chinese infantry does go down.
All squads, we will need resupply at some point to the power plant fob when able.
And Yuho up against Liam and Marthew. Yuho does take a couple of shots by Liam. I'm not sure if he's able to
Enemies are still second story.
gonna be able to get. Nope, he's not able to finish it. Liam might not be able to put a bandage on before he drops. Could be a nice little trade here. Yuho decides to give up, but a nice little flank again, trying to keep that map pressure here, the map control. Coal storage.
We are. APC is enemy APC Hotel 629. On hab mark.
Trying to let commanders
Actually, I'm gonna play the
speak
south
a little
side
bit.
of the hab on coal storage. If you need help, you have to let me know.
Enemy
Understood.
helos
I
back
can hold
up.
power
It's
plant.
flying over Eastgate right now. Enemy helos back up, flying over Eastgate.
Rosa, you take the east power plant building. I'll take the south one.
Copy, copy. Enemy also have a hab over by Harmless and H6, be advised.
So this is very good for squad ops right now. Very good. They've managed this western side. There was infantry out in the west dockyard area. They've been able to mop that up. They still have to worry on the high ground. We got Margoshka up here, as well as Aerosol, Black Pepper, and a rally up on that ridge. They need to knock that out to really secure this side, because you now have this in between the western mortar fob with squad ops and the front here. Marthew, Hendrick, and Lamb are back up, and they are now going to start closing in on the hab. We also see 3-year-old Monkey up here getting closer and closer to the radio, and it's already marked. This is a squad. This is a RaT Brigade mark, and now they're also having mortars coming in. Squad ops are off the radio position, and that's going to be hard to get back into. Lima Bean, Dashby, Sully, and Comrade. And hold on a second, actually, Jenkins.
Like they're trying to interrupt us getting the power plant.
Jenkins might be able to stave him off a little bit, but he's going to be at the ammo crate, I believe.
Hab burned. Hab's in the building, so it's proxied.
And Jenkins
I'm reacting.
realizes that he has someone nearby, but not sure where exactly. 3-year-old Monkey and Klob, they're choosing to just stay right outside. They want to proxy it. Make sure no more spawns come in, try to get a response.
Make sure you have rallies.
And Jenkins probably going to get mopped up here by Klob, but chooses not to go out just yet.
We need more construction on Western Fob.
Our mortar's still pounding the front of it.
Perfect.
193 tickets to 167. Ops just holding on to that lead, barely. About an even ticket difference just yet.
When mortars come in, tell me if they're accurate. They need to be west of that building.
And as that is proxied, we're now going to move on, because this is a huge infantry push. They're playing for the cap now. Kiwi Warrior goes down, another RaT infantry goes down. Rosa on the backside, knocked.
Lab's gonna move, try to stand on power plant. How closer to mortar our hab?
Infantry trying to push up and clear out squad ops in this building here.
Good copy, we will.
I know they have infantry inside. One goes down. They got to hold the stairway. You see Stylus actually pulling out the bandage. Not the right time. Full auto, and that's going to put his bandage away. Silas decides to put his rifle up, and that might... Ooh, just barely peek. Should have seen the shoulder, and what a shot! Bosch clearing the stairs. And Silas goes down. That should be a building clear for PLA, and it is. PLA now in the driver's seat of power plant admin. Just need a handful more infantry actually in the capture area.
Don't lose that, man.
And that should start capping. RaT slowly squeezing this north side with their infantry, and there it goes. It's ticking red and flashing for a half second. 3-year-old Monkey and Klob were knocked out earlier on. Hab is now about to pop up, and that should give squad ops the reinforcements they need to deal with this. At the moment, if you're squad ops, you need to get your infantry back on the point and your vehicles in play to prevent the cap. That's a massive ticket injection that RaT Brigade, honestly, they need based on how impressive the vehicle plays were earlier by squad ops. But you don't want to flip that tickets all in a cap that you have a hab just 50 meters away.
I'm just going back to her.
Dashby running on up.
Like it's fucking our stamina every time we leave the hab. We gotta run around.
Enemy north of power plant by the water.
Dashby trying to lead his infantry, but I think he's going to get... Yep, there it is. A little groan of disappointment as he insta-gives up. Zim holding the high ground. Kuba now flanking around. Daimo might be able to mop him up, and he does. The first infantry push is repelled. And RaT Brigade 50% to neutral.
Mortars should be up shortly.
And you still have this. Oh, it's finally. No, it's not Squash. Squad 3 still with the rally up here. That's the RaT Brigade rally that's been harassing them. You clear this out, and RaT can't keep harassing. They just haven't been able to have the manpower while also hold the front line. In the meantime, E-Fink, I believe, no, correction, Frog, has actually been able to mine the main roads. Ronaldo Burgundy taking some shots from Frog.
Enemy armor on North Road. Enemy armor on North Road.
And hold on a second.
I'm going to put a tracked IFE. It might be a tank, just so you're aware.
Enemy armor, they're calling TD and Zagel. That is not on the road, but I personally have driven back here, and I've gotten vehicles stuck back here, so if they're doing that on purpose, more props to them. That is a real pain for tracked vehicles on this northeast side of power plant.
Power plant?
And
do you have RD? Or just RD instead?
This.
Yeah, we should have RD, just about.
It's you haven't lost power plant just yet.
Good copy on it.
But Zim, Labom, Bosch, Daimo, and McQuizzy, you need some support for your infantry here. It's 3 on 8.
Like, just put rounds in the buildings.
And not only are they pushing in from the objective area, you also got the north side, 3-year-old Monkey, Klob, as well as on the northwest side. Nath, I mean, the map control, once again, these very strategic rallies on different angles, just starting to encase and surround. And the infantry running in to try to secure it from the west side. Dashby again, he spawns in, he gets past the fence, he dies. He's probably going to give up too, because he just can't get past these rocks. And they're not pushing out crazy. In a lot of pub matches, you might see this. You might see that they have a hab here. You run, you try to push or whatever. Daimo and McKizzy, they're very slowly inching their way west. They want to make sure they still have security with the infantry behind them while still trying to close a gap to the enemy infantry in front of them. Just very slow and deliberate. And now you have the ZBD coming in on the north side. 148 tickets to 144, just about even. But it might all change here in a second if RaT are able to secure a power plant. And hold on a second. The Lav, he's not looking the right way. And there it is. Able to shoot the turret, Zagzagel. And TD, I don't know if they want to be brave enough to chase that. AT just misses. And King and Mount Honcho, ZBD decided to charge in.
Can we get a Logi out of main?
And here they go.
Can you give me a Logi out of main?
Possibly track Logi.
Not quite sure what's going on in the gunner seat of the Lav 25, but it felt like not too many shots left the cannon. And Zagzagel and TD, honestly, when it's all said and done, that was a very easy kill for them.
Not safe, we're just getting fucked.
Again, when the RD comes down, it could clear it out for you guys.
Squad 6, Captain Morgan, coming around the east side for this flank. And you need to now kind of come up behind him. You need to get a good radio kill.
Yeah, they got some kind of hab.
Squad 6. Power plant was lost 196. That 50 ticket swing. That is why it can be such of a problem to lose that objective. And also, you now have a vehicle and infantry already on the next point. Zagzagel and TD, I think they just got tracked, actually. Might have been Lima Bean. Ooh, nearly able to mop him up, but he gets killed by the ZBD. Zagzagel and TD are very low on health. They need to try to get out of there. But artillery is now pushing in from the northwest side of power plant, clearing out to the northeast. The problem is these are mortars, enemy mortars on that hab area, and now it's almost just getting spawn camped. Captain Morgan knocks out Waffle.
If I put the fob, like, basically in the fucking port, we could get you a hab in Fox 7.
And they need to try to find this radio. If the radio is spotted, this could be the turning point in the middle of the map. You need to have a team spawn here in RaT. If we look at it, these habs here, RaT doesn't actually have any other habs on power plant. This is their only fob in the center.
You're doing a great job. I'm really happy. Thank you.
118 tickets, 190. Much closer game now than the first round.
are hard setting up on main to camp it.
If we can retake power plant, we have a good shot at this.
We're gonna need ammo or something to retake it, or vehicle.
Zim trying to push that hab. Your nightmare. Oh, and Zim with the two-piece knocks out your nightmare and then does a nice little snap to the north. And just the bodies are stacking. And right now the infantry kill difference is absolutely insane. Comms a little bit more silent as everyone's trying to really focus on that. If you can see it's just a handful of infantry left here for RaT. A Ghoster now might be flanked from the back side as Captain Morgan now coming up. Just a handful of infantry now down to 2 to 3. There's plenty of infantry pressure for squad ops. They can get back in here in a trade. Oh, that will be huge. Captain Morgan trades with Ghoster, and that now leads to no one left on the objective for RaT Brigade. You got McCusey up on the north side.
So any assault squad that's dying there, respawn Fox 511 or 567.
But infantry, they now can push in, deal with a handful of infantry on the north side. You got Klob, 3-year-old Monkey. They can cap this. Squad ops, I don't think they realize that it's free right now.
Copy.
ETA on tank respawn?
106 tickets, 182, and Klob goes down. 3-year-old Monkey now trying to get up. McCusey.
Yeah,
Squad ops might be in for the recap, and squad ops could say thank you very much for, you might have 50 tickets, we'll take 50 tickets right back from you.
Bandage's situation is pretty critical at power plant fob. We're running out of bandages to buddy.
3-year-old Monkey taking shots, and he goes down. McCusey now on the top rocks.
Yeah, let's get a soul.
It's like a chess match. Mortar is starting back on. Dashby trying to go high. Is he going to be able to do it? And he murks him from the top. Squad ops now need to get back in before too many rats get in. Daimo now on the objective, and you start to see rats starting to filter back in. Squad ops, they lost the momentum for a second, able to take the fights, but you need to get back on the objective. Coal storage as well. They're starting to filter in, and power plant admin.
I'm running around the middle. I'm not getting hit.
They need infantry on the objective. Squad ops is just worrying too much on the west side. On the north side, they're being stretched thin. You also have them on the east side. They just need bodies on the cap. And they're not going to get it. Oh, I thought Squad Ops was going to be able to clutch this just yet. And I think coal storage is about to go down. You only see 1 or 2 Squad Ops infantry nearby to defend, and that is going to be rough. Mortars still coming down, and this hab, you can see the comms have quieted. A lot of the, I believe, inner squad and local chat, the teams are trying to figure out what to do, and I think that's actually a problem now for squad ops. It doesn't seem like there's a big organized idea of what you need to do to fix yourselves. This has been a problem since the game started. I don't see a rally anymore. I believe that was finally squashed. So, oh no, it's Squad 3. They reset a rally down here. So, RaT Brigade have just been constantly harassing. They're being stretched on the west side. They're being stretched on the north side. And now they're losing coal storage here in about a second as more infantry gets in. Labom, Alorid, LTH, Swooper. I mean, just massive, massive plays in terms of map control and stretching squad ops thin. I think squad ops are going to look back at the momentum that they almost had right here and said, you know what? We should have just got into it. Our command comms completely went sideways. And we had the opportunity to do it, but now you're on the back foot, and 79 tickets to 165 as a lot of infantry are now going down. You also had a vehicle. Someone hit a mine earlier. And squad ops, oh my goodness, they were on the cusp of putting this into a round 3. I'm not saying they're out of it just yet, but Yuho needs to make some big plays for it to happen.
There's still ammo in Western Half.
Trying to now play for the point. Frog's in front of him, now choosing the bandage.
Yeah, everybody has to be getting
A lot of infantry, and hold on a second.
If you get on cold storage, you're losing no matter what. Just go on out and double neutral.
Full auto, knocks out 1, knocks out 2, knocks out 3. Bowling pins, Dude Frogs and Yuho down to Nicholas. And that is going to stop the attempted recap.
Okay, everybody respawn, go 687 and just run on to admin.
They're playing for the double neutral.
9 hold, there was a miscommunication with my people. They ran in the opposite direction. Stand by.
So, if you guys are not sure what a double neutral is, this is about 25% to neutral. What Squad Ops is trying to do, get as many people as possible, run into power plant, cause a max cap status, so they want to get as many numbers on, so it goes, they start capping as fast as possible. We call it 5 chevron capping. That speed, if they have enough, might be able to neutralize power plant admin before coal storage is secured. Now, we're up in the sky. We can see exactly what they're up against and how unlikely that at this stage that might happen, but
Get everybody going.
but that is the choice. And
No, you're too late now for power plant. You have to go to
Well, yeah, so that's it's over.
It wasn't too late when I've been yelling the last 5 minutes, but now it's too late.
yep, you can see some frustration brewing in the Squad Ops comms, and that's one thing. If you're gonna do anything with your AAR and you're gonna review of what happened, the comms breakdown. They literally had the momentum. Everything was going right. Vehicles went right. Okay, they lost a couple, but what a play earlier by the Abrams. They won the infantry fight. They just never related, and they never followed up. Command comms, it was so quiet in the middle of that match. And now you just have a handful, and Itzy, Elora, and Uncle Bilbo up on the top here. Labom, Kraku, Bosch, and they're just going to be picking off Squad Ops infantry as they come onesie twosie it in. Ops Kuba now on the bottom south side, calling out enemies on the roof, trying to figure out exactly where everyone is. Kuba now trying to hold inside, and maybe he can get around some of the infantry. Oh, and just I say that, he's knocked by Kraku. But if they do capture this, RaT, that will be just about a GG.
Yeah, we just need people running
because
down.
that ticket difference, man, Squad Ops, I'm going to say it right now, you got to give them massive, massive props. I mean, I'm not saying RaT Brigade didn't play well, but I do think this was an absolute fumble from some of the squad leaders. And they're going to look back and see that we could have gone to a round 3. Hey, we could have had a chance to go into the semifinals here. But get back to the drawing board. Maybe do a little bit more next time. And, oh, man, that was so close. Impressive from Squad Ops. And they're getting now farmed on the north side as well, too. This is the problem if you're Squad Ops. The issue is you're having so much trouble with 1 or 2 RaT Brigade infantry.
We've been tracked. No damage, though.
And you're having now mortars on the south of this hab. You have 1 or 2 infantry on the north. These couple infantry, it's stopping whole squads. This is what happened on the west side too. You're stopping whole squads for Squad Ops because 1 or 2 RaT Brigade infantry. So, hey, coal storage, it going down. It's a lot of tickets to deal with now. 46 tickets to 201.
That hab needed to be removed, to be honest. Like, I feel like people just got stuck in that building.
Yep.
We'll talk about it during the AR.
There you go. We were just talking about how 1 or 2 are harassing them.
No. Just go to coal. We have to double neutral. That's our only option.
And train compound now, or telecom compound, is the next point. and they have to play for the double neutral. They have to play here, but you can see squad ops, now they're being farmed in this hab. The issue is, and this happens in pub games too, it can happen in comp matches, is the amount of map assets that's between you and the potential enemy in your hab. When you put it into a building, it allows the enemy outside to push up, and they can be concealed, they can be protected, they got plenty of cover. You can see there's so much ability for RaT to get around this hab, and ops, they only have a few entry and exit points. Very, very easy for RaT to just pick it apart. And if you look on the hab now for RaT Brigade, it's not like that. They're still having issues.
That's our only option here.
But you have plenty of other space nearby where you can run out to. You're not just stuck in one little building, and if you are, there's a little bit more fighting areas for it. Your nightmare, though, might be coming in, and hold on, he actually might have just found it. How did he go down? I think it's Hayes G1 just, or Enigmatic. Oh, with a massive protected radio play. Lima Bean.
It's fine.
Now coming in.
The game will end before they cap the flag.
18 tickets to 193.
Just try to get tickets, as many tickets as you can.
And that's probably going to be it.
If you can try to like rip a Vic, kill anybody.
Lima Bean trying to take out the mortar of Waffle, but 14 tickets to 191. Thought maybe you get a little consolidation radio. Lima Bean knocks out the mortars, but just unfortunately, this is where it all went wrong. This fob up here ended up being the death sentence for ops, just unable to get out properly. Only a handful of RaT Brigade infantry keeping what felt like 2 squads full of infantry just locked up in the hab, and a handful more infantry out on the west side by RaT Brigade. Fantastic map control. That is impressive by RaTs, and squad ops going to feel a little hard done by some of the decisions they made mid-match, because I think they could have pushed this to a round 3. 14 tickets, and the radio now, as that goes down, that will be the game. I believe it is on bleed, so now start the timer, about 30 seconds left, and GG's. Our second 2-0. But I'll tell you right now that this was way more competitive than the tickets give you. 50 tickets on one cap right in the middle here. Another 50 right here. So squad ops, or RaT Brigade taking 50 or 100 tickets right at the end. If it wasn't for that, they would have been very, very close and going to be losing the last 25 here. The last 2 tickets, and there you go. 190 tickets to 0. RaT Brigade barely getting through that middle match. Squad ops, hey, there you go. Good effort in the end, but RaT Brigade 166 kills for the squad ops, 229 for RaT Brigade, 66 revives to 60, and 225 in caps to 309. What a game! RaT Brigade are going on. Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Nice to see all y'all. Thank you so much for joining here. First, congratulations. It was some hard-fought matches, and we have Bread, who, heavy anti-tank, swooper, were you in the vehicle as well?
Round 1, I was playing the Birdum. Round 2, I was ground infantry.
Gotcha. And Zim, I think I saw you kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I was shot calling the game.
Awesome. So once again, congrats. On screen, I'm showing the initial actually ambush of those 2 Lab 25s on MoiDawg. Talk us a little bit about, you guys came out of MoiDawg, I'm sure with a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and all of a sudden you get smacked up with an ambush on the north and you turn around. Can you maybe talk about your general plan with placing of some of these vehicles? It seemed very spread out, a lot of good coverage. What was the idea with all these types of vehicles out here on Goro?
Well, we know there's some points they have to go through, and some points where people usually go through. So that's kind of where we place people and place vehicles. And seeing the first point going south immediately, we kind of knew that the points were gonna head south from the research I did. So just placing the vehicles south, and we knew that they had to come there at some point. So being there first and just setting up the ambush really helped us in early game to establish control.
How important is the helicopter and the intel when you guys are trying to figure out potential wolf pack opportunities or ambush?
It is extremely important. I mean, you get so much information from it. It's basically a free UAV of some sorts. You get information on their armor. At any movement they do, you'll be able to know where they are, which allows for our armor to set up for any kind of ambush or any positioning. Gives like a huge advantage to positioning.
Yeah, and viewers saw it. You constantly have observation marks, so many vehicle marks popping up. It's pretty much, you don't even see them on the map, but it's very obvious for your crews. They're able to just kind of visualize what's happening in front of them. But as the map kind of developed, it did seem, I don't want to say chaotic, maybe planned chaos, organized chaos. Can you explain? You had some kind of main campy type harassment. You had some flanks around, but it didn't seem like you really wanted to push across that river and take that next objective, unless maybe I'm missing something.
Now, since we're committing so much stuff into our ATs and armor crews, really, we are focusing mainly on our asset snipes and asset game in that round. So our main objective was to kind of just find angles that we could hold more efficiently, so that our armor and our backuppers and guys in the backline could do the work easier. We're basically giving numbers to the vehicles and the pressure instead of attacking an attack point. Main capping kind of made them not be able to get as many supplies up, and made them, I guess, not have armor the entire game, which freed up a lot of space.
Yeah, it was very, very obvious, kind of just slowly creeping forward and taking those shots. I mean, we saw the Sioux strike on the Abrams in Goro, and then even following up with happening again in Sanshin. But so it seemed for the most part that Goro was kind of straightforward. It seems you had a game plan, you stuck with it, and I'm not going to say it was easy, but it did seem pretty straightforward. When you see the map vote on something like Sanshin, how much effort have you guys put into planning for a map like Sanshin? It's very different from something like Gorodok.
Sanshin is a map that not really a lot of people have played. Like, we have a lot of experienced players, but they haven't really played that many pubs recently. And it kind of shows like the map knowledge and understanding of the maps. And I did kind of make a mistake of like not striding too much for this. What I knew from research was that I was basically gonna play like almost like AAS. So we kind of knew like where lanes were gonna go, which is one of the benefits compared to like something like Kotoy or Black Ghost, where the points are really sporadic no matter what. So the plan was just to play together really and set up crossfires, which worked out fine, but we ended up playing armor in places that we didn't need to be, which made it really rough in the early game. But eventually it kind of like established as we put on pressure from the backline. We kind of just held in the middle and worked our way from there.
Yeah, before we get into the armor fights in the middle, I think Bread was probably one of the most called out when it comes to anti-tank. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe him and a few others were in the middle harassing the tanks right from the get-go. How many people do you feel is appropriate to kind of send to harass? Because it seems like you're able to get into spots that nobody expects, and only 2 or 3 maybe RaT infantry, it seems, from high on up. You guys are putting off a whole squad just to how you've wedged yourself in a certain angle on the map.
Yeah, it all depends on like how the map looks. At that point we kind of had a good hold in the middle, so we can commit more to the backline. But Brad is basically always in the backline for our team. He is one of the best stat players, I would say, in the game currently. And he is showing up every single match we play, both here and competitively. He's just all over the place with his headshots, and he hit some insane shots both today and previously.
Yeah, absolutely clinical. We having that initial nearly knocking out the Abrams with the mortars. Brett following up with the hat round, and then so talk us through what happened in the middle here. with a good, I thought it was about to be a GG no re type situation for this Squad Ops Abrams. Is this just unfamiliar with maybe the map? It's just miscommunication. I mean, can you walk us through what happened with it? I think we lost a ZTD, a ZSD, and a ZTZ all within about 3 minutes here.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. I mean, Bed was probably in it, so it's probably better for him to explain.
Yeah, so I came up from the south, saw the ZTZ push up for the attack, and it looks like he went side on to the Abrams and just unfortunately lost the fight. Tried to clean it up myself, but I was a bit too slow and my peek was a bit too obvious and got myself killed. But good on that M1 Abrams crew. They did a really good job. They cleaned up our armor pretty quick.
Yeah, it was a moment that I think if you know, the infantry play from Squad Ops was a little bit more clinical, as you guys were talking about, having a couple people to harass and get that backline and start kind of squeezing and tightening the noose. If you know, maybe if they didn't have that hab in the northwest corner where it's very easy for you guys to proxy and push, we might actually be in a round 3 right now. Do you guys think that there's a potential of a game 3 based on the game that you just fought?
Yeah, I would say so. The game start wasn't that hot for us, but I do know my players, and they do kind of are able. I know they're able to establish control throughout the game, so I'm not really afraid of that. It looked kind of dire when we were starting to get wrapped from the north and the south, but once our backline pressure started working, they had to react to that as well, which lightened up the front line for their team. They played a really good game, way better than I expected, honestly. So all props to Squad Ops for playing such a good game.
Well, Squad All-Stars Germany have called you out as the team to beat, and you guys are now matching up with them in the semifinals. Did you have a chance to catch their games based on how y'all performed today? Maybe take some learnings moving forward. What are y'all thinking now? I know it's, you know, just a few minutes after the match, but how y'all feeling about next week's matchup?
So Squad All-Star Germany is someone we like to call a PM, because their roster is basically Pink Mist, which is another competitive team, a top competitive team, which is one of the 3 teams, I guess, with us that's competing in top. We never actually beat them in the match, ever. We only beat them on certain games. So they are definitely the team to beat, in my opinion. But I really look forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good match. So yeah, it all depends on like the preparation, and we're going to put in a lot of time, I think, to prepare for this matchup.
Awesome. Well, final thoughts. You know, it's random, advanced, and secure. It's unit picks and bans. I know we're all kind of learning through it. Was it worth the little counterplay? Did you enjoy being able to kind of pick against? You know, how was that process for y'all?
I had a lot of fun preparing this stuff, like compared to what we normally play in competitive. This was like such a refreshment of like how to think and how to perform and how to prepare in general for the games. I really had such a good time with like preparing in this kind of format. I know Swooper here is like currently arranging the GSL tournament. I mean, he can probably walk you through like the differences, but it is such a fresh view to the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I tend to agree with exactly what Zim just said. You know, this is my fifth tournament that I'm participating in, and this season of GSL is the second that I have personally ran. You know, typically it follows the same format for most comp tournaments, and the reigning opinion for the longest time is that, you know, there's no way RAS can be competitive. You know, it's not a competitive game mode. I think we're kind of proving that might not be exactly the case. Like these are turning out, it's much different. It's a much different play style, but it's turning out to be refreshing. Definitely refreshing take on comp. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how the rest of the tournament goes, and you know, if this ends up being something that everybody enjoys, then you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see more RAS in tournaments to come.
That's awesome. It's great to hear. At the end of the day, you know, I know this is very different. The process from the very beginning has been a learning process, I think, for everyone, but it's just great hearing, you know, especially top competitive teams saying, hey, it's different, and I think I kind of like different. So, well, I'm not going to take your guys' time anymore. Any other last words to the viewers out here, maybe supporters cheering you on for the semifinals next week?
I mean, we're having such a great time preparing for this and playing this tournament. So thank you for everybody for watching, honestly. And we are getting an even more exciting match next week, in my opinion. And to end it, all props to Squad Ops. They played a really, really good game compared to their expectations. And they were really organized. They had good players. They had good takes. They never gave up. And I want to give all props to them for a good game.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. That's RaT Brigade knocking off Squad Ops 2-0. Thank you guys again, and we'll see you next week in the semis.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Take care.